Hello, everybody. It's an honor for me to be part of this very important academic event. Um, Today, I'm going to present a very important presentation, the impact of project-based learning lessons through green activities. My name is Edward Cumpa. I am an English teacher from Peru. The objective of this presentation is to provide the audience with information, approaches, and tools to implement environmentally friendly activities through the development of entrepreneurial skills to obtain significant learning. Okay, how can we do it? Learning English while going green and developing entrepreneurial skills in a self-sustaining green project. How can we do it? Okay, here we have three, which shows problems and solutions, causes and effects. The problem we can see in yellow is sometimes we find students with a very low level of learning English. What are the causes of passive methodology, inefficient process, students with low interest, teachers with very low motivation, and students with low motivation too, low self-motivation. The result is a monotonous class, very boring class. No relevant reason to study, no purpose. If we have a problem, we have to find a possible solution. I thought in this, the application of project-based learning lessons through green activities. And what are going to be the results? We're going to have a very active methodology focused on the student. The learning is going to be very meaningful. Students are going to be committed to ecological awareness. Students are going to do teamwork and entrepreneurship. The results are going to be efficient with very big impact on the future through self-sustaining projects. Now, let's see. What is project-based learning, or PBL? There are different definitions, a wide variety of definitions, but I use two. Project-based learning is a self-centered instructional method that focuses on blending deep conceptual knowledge of a topic with an inquiry-based approach to active hands-on real-world learning. Other definition is that PBL, or project-based learning, is a teaching method in which a student gains knowledge and skills by working for an extended period of time to investigate and respond to an authentic, engaging, and complex question, problem, or challenge. I chose these definitions because they are very complete. Now let's talk about elements that are very important in this process of PBL, for PBL. The first one is challenging problem. Okay, talking about these problems have to be challenging for students because there are problems that need to be solved, questions that need to be answered, challenges that need to be addressed. Number two is the sustained inquiry. Talking about this is students need to think critically in order to find the best solutions to these problems. Number three, authenticity. Okay, here we can talk about that problems or situations or the context have to be real, not unreal, not imaginary for students. In this case, they are going to become more meaningful for them. A student's voice and choice. Talking about this, we can say that students have to analyze the situation. They have to make decisions in order to make the process, this project better, reflection. In this case, the students uh, have to reflect on what they are doing and what they are doing this for. In the case of critique and revision, okay, students have to analyze the situation and they need to give feedback and to receive feedback in order to make the necessary adjustments. In the case of public product, students make to show their final product. They need to explain it. They need to present it. They need to present it to an audience outside the classroom. In this case, students are going to make their learning more tangible. Okay, now I'm going to present a template, PBL teaching and learning template. The first part is understand the problem. As I mentioned before, students need to meet the problem. In other words, to face the problem. At the same time, students need to know the characteristic of the problem, how big the problem is, if they can solve it or not, if they need help, in order to define the problem statement. Then they need to explore the curriculum. Students need to gather information. They need to collect the necessary data in order to share that information. Why? Because they need to generate possible solutions. After that, they need to resolve the problem. As I said, after sharing information, they are going to classify and they are going to select what would be the best solution. They have to present it to the team in order to know, in order to organize it, and how they are going to work. Finally, report the solutions. I've presented the source in this case, and let's continue. Here I have example of green activities that are very useful at schools. The first one, for example, is do a vegetable plot, in which students are going to plant fruits and vegetables at gardens at schools. In case there are not enough spaces or areas to do this, they can do it at home in the backyard. Number two, recycling project is a very well-known project in which students have to classify, have to collect the garbage or the residuals in different containers for plastic, glass, paper, etc. Number three, to plant trees. Okay, everybody knows that deforestation is terrible. For that reason, students need to do this project. They need to plant trees. Again, in case there is not enough space for trees at school, they can go to a near park. Launch a green competition. Okay, talking about this is that they can create a competition. They can create competition. It's like a small tournament in which students are going to participate actively in different green activities. Number five, go on a beach clean school trip. Okay, it means that everybody knows that there are not everywhere, but most beaches around the world, when people go after drinking, they throw the bottles. It's very dangerous for the environment and for the oceans. So it's necessary to raise awareness, okay, and students can go this. Number six, establish a green club. It's like a special student community in which students are going to have the opportunity to develop different ecological activities. 7, initiate a water bottle campaign. You know that plastic is very dangerous for the environment. Okay, they're very harmful. Okay, so they can collect all of them and recycle them, trying to get a better use, a second use for these bottles. Number eight, renewable energy system with solar panels. Instead of using electricity, solar panels are going to be very useful for them because they are going to have the opportunity to get energy from the sun every day, and it's free and it's safe. It's not harmful. It's not dangerous. Number nine, installation of a rainwater collection system. In places where it rains a lot, they are going to have the opportunity to collect this water and use it for irrigation, for example, on domestic use. Eco-friendly organic fertilizer made with manure. The last one is the project that I'm going to talk about more specifically. Okay. Um, this diagram presents the characteristic of this project: eco-friendly organic fertilizer made with manure. Okay. This project is academic, ecological, interdisciplinary, productive, and formative. It's academic because, okay, as English teachers, we know that students learn vocabulary, they learn grammar, they learn functional language, okay? But all of this is contextualized, okay? So according to the situation, according to the PBL, the project they are working on, they are going to learn English more effectively. It's ecological because it's focused on an environmental approach. Why? Why environmental? Because the product of this project is an organic fertilizer, no chemicals. It's organic. It's is the result of their of the manure. They are going to use this organic fertilizer in the biogarden. It's interdisciplinary because they are going to learn English isolated. They are going to receive the support of math, science and technology, social studies, and education for work that are subjects taught at school where I work. This project is productive because students are going to learn by doing. How they are going to learn? Because they are going to plan, they are going to organize, they are going to build pens for the guinea pigs, they're going to plant trees, they're going to plant vegetables, they're going to collect the manure, etc. They're going to evaluate, they're going to check the process. Entrepreneurial skills because they're going to be product and they are going to learn how to develop business skills with this product. They are going to be aware that this project is self-sustainable. And finally, this project is formative. Why? Because students become inquirers, knowledgeable, thinkers, communicators, collaborative, open-minded, caring, and risk-takers, which is very, very important for the preparation for the future world. Now I'm going to present this graphic, the cycle in this sustaining ecological project. As I told you, the title is the ecological organic fertilizer production with guinea pigs manure. Okay, there are 4 parts here: the guinea pigs breeding, the processing organic fertilizer, the biogarden, consumption and sale process. In the guinea pigs breeding, students will raise them at school, produce their food and take care of them at low cost. In the processing organic fertilizer aspect, They will collect their manure from the cage, from the pens, store it and process it, getting, as a result, getting the ecological fertilizer without chemical additives, which is very important. In the bio garden, students will produce fruit such as strawberries, for example, lemons, and they are going to produce vegetables such as carrots, lettuce, radishes, which are going to be organic for their own consumption and take care of the environment. Number four, in the consumption and sale process, they will eat those vegetables from the bio garden and they will sell organic fertilizers and guinea pigs. Here you can see some pictures that I took during the process, the guinea pigs breeding. Here you can see the students measuring, using mud bricks, using wooden sticks in order to build the cages or the pens for the guinea pigs. The processing the manure. After collecting the manure, they are going to process it and they're going to get the organic fertilizer. This organic fertilizer is going to be used in the bio garden in order to get better vegetables with high quality, okay, like radishes, strawberries that I mentioned before. Consumption and sale process. In these pictures, you can see that the manure is packed, okay, ready to be sold. And they can eat, they can consume and sell, if it's possible, the products from the bio garden. They can sell the guinea pigs too because, as everybody knows, they have a very quick reproduction. Okay, these are examples of the English worksheets that I have used. Okay, there are different ones. For example, in this case, I am presenting, I'm teaching the present simple versus present progressive. So they have to see, they have to analyze, they have to identify the similarities and the difference at the same time, using the vocabulary and the context of the project. On the right, there are more examples. They, as I told you before, they're going to learn specific vocabulary related to the context. More example of English worksheets. In this case, for example, there is a chart with the rubrics they have to consider because they are going to be evaluated in every step of the process. You have reading comprehension, okay? Even if there is a mistake, there is a corresponding feedback for them. Okay, it's very important that if we are going to work, we need information. And where can we get that information? Okay, I am showing you different links. If we want to explore PBL, there are a lot of internet, of course. So we can browse internet, but these are which I used. Create basic learning, getting started with PBL, PBL with English language, mini series on PBL, etc., etc. Talking about eco-education. Okay, we have place-based learning, Edutopia, getting started with place-based education, step-by-step. Learning kids can put their hands on, etc., etc. Okay, and now we have the conclusions. In the conclusions, we can say, well, there is a picture in which there is a professor at university maybe, she makes a question. I see you did well at school, but what real world skills do you have? And he answers, tests. I can take tests. So we can reflect on this picture, and well, it's not necessary to do this. We have to be ready. We have to make our students to be ready to face the real problems in the future. So PBL helps students succeed. It creates a learning environment in which teachers, coach student thinking, and guide students' inquiry, facilitating learning toward deeper levels of understanding while entering the inquiry as a co-investigator. Finally, environmental education encourages interest and commitment and promotes action, awareness, and attitude. They make students gain knowledge, develop academic habits, as well as social and emotional skills. Finally, these are the references that I use. There are different links that I found on internet and I use to make the research in order to develop the project that I've done, and I'm very satisfied with it. Thank you very much. I want to I want to thank to the commitment. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my experience. I hope that I have contributed to improving the English language teaching and caring for the environment. Thank you very much.